All right, so we are obviously watching Hurricane Irene. And,
oh, yeah.
And Jeff Fox is really going to break it all down and see what really the difference is between a hurricane coming through or just, run-of-the-mill storm.
I mean, we get storms all the time here in Connecticut. They are what meteorologists call cold core storms. A hurricane is a warm core storm, and it's actually driven by evaporation. Here, let me show you a little cross-section, show you what it looks like. This is what you would see on a satellite image, but when you slice it in its middle, what's going on is warm water, is causing warm air, which is being sucked up into the storm. Now, as that warm air is sucked up, it evaporates, and then cool air comes out of the top. If you ever watched pictures of people cleaning up after a hurricane, you'll notice it's always on a sunny day. That's because that cold, drier air coming out of the top creates subsidence, and that creates clear skies. But it is a very complex system, and it is driven by the warmth of the ocean water. So with that in mind, let me show you what's going on right now. Basically, we show the storm just a little bit to the northwest of the Dominican Republic, Guantanamo Bay over here. That is Cuba. These are all going to be plots from different computer models that we look at. And you will notice over time they diverge because each of the computer models takes a little bit of a different shortcut in order to figure out which way the storm might go. Now, if the storm comes up and goes near or inland through North Carolina, that is going to weaken it greatly. It's still going to have a lot of rain, boatloads of rain, but it will weaken the wind. But the latest computer models, by and large, keep the storm offshore and then a little bit farther to the east than we originally saw. You'll notice most of these traces go to the east of Connecticut, some of them through Connecticut. Let me show you the official forecast now from the Hurricane Center. New one comes out in about 20 minutes, but this one still takes the storm into North Carolina. Now, you saw those computer models, very, very different, and I expect that the Hurricane Center will take this path and move it farther out to the east when they come out with their 5 o'clock reading. All right, so what's the impact for us? Well, I believe here in Connecticut, we are going to see strong winds. I can't say if we're actually going to see a hurricane hit here in Connecticut. If we did, the storm would have gone through significantly cooler water for an extended period of time. Remember, I said warm water is necessary. That would weaken the storm. But some of our computer models are already calling for 8, 9, 10 inches of rain from this storm. So it's not necessarily going to be the wind. It could be, but not necessarily the wind that we're going to be worried about with this one.
And obviously, there's still a lot of watching to do because it's still so tough.
The final story has not been written. The most likely time for this to come to us would be late on Saturday through sometime early on Monday.
All right. Thanks so much. And for the latest on Hurricane Irene, including projected paths and a historical look at hurricanes in Connecticut, just go to ctnow.com/Irene.